A quick recap of all the hormones of our body. First of all, hypothalamus, it majorly secretes all the releasing hormones. So whatever you see is either a releasing hormone or an inhibitory hormone. What do these releasing hormones do? They act on anterior pituitary, and from there they release certain hormones that are going to go further and act on their target organs. I hope that makes sense. So first of all, releasing hormone from the hypothalamus, it is going to stimulate some other hormones from the which are basically again stimulating hormones or whatsoever from anterior pituitary, and those particular hormones are going to act on their respective organs or target cells. I hope that makes sense. So this is how the train goes about. Now, when you move forward with the hypothalamus, so growth hormone releasing hormone, that's one hormone. And since there's growth hormone releasing hormone, there should be also an inhibitory hormone. So growth hormone, inhibitory hormone, that is also referred to as somatostatin. So growth hormone releasing hormone, growth hormone inhibitory hormone. Then you have corticotropin releasing hormone. You have thyrotropin releasing hormone. Also, one thing that you need to pay attention to here is that this releases corticotropin and this releases thyrotropin. And this thyrotropin and corticotropin, you're going to find it here in anterior pituitary. So corticotropin is basically ACTH and thyrotropin is basically TSH. I hope that makes sense. I'll further clarify this when we reach anterior pituitary. So corticotropin releasing hormone, thyrotropin releasing hormone. You have gonadotropin releasing hormone that acts on the gonads, which means testes and ovaries. So this directly goes there and not directly, sorry, this comes to anterior pituitary because this is a releasing hormone. So all the releasing hormones are going to come to the anterior pituitary. Sorry, my bad. And then you have, after gonadotropin releasing hormone, you have dopamine or prolactin inhibiting factor. Now, inhibiting factor. Now, you need to ensure that this is an inhibitory factor and it is going to act on anterior pituitary's prolactin hormone. So, now let's discuss the anterior pituitary. You have growth hormone. Since we discussed growth hormone releasing hormone, you have growth hormone, which is also known as somatotropin. Then you have from corticotropin releasing hormone, you have the corticotropin, which is ACTH. From thyrotropin releasing hormone, you have thyrotropin, which is thyroid stimulating hormone. And then this is not there as such. You just need to decrease the growth hormone levels, and this will do its effect. Then gonadotropin releasing hormone secretes FSH and LH. Then prolactin inhibitory factor, it stops the release of prolactin. I hope that makes sense. So six of these. Posterior pituitary, it secretes two hormones, antidiuretic hormone, which is known as vasopressin, and oxytocin. Thyroid secretes thyroxine and pyrrolithyronin and calcitonin. Parathyroid gland secretes parathyroid hormone. Adrenal gland, it has a medulla and cortex. Medulla secretes catecholamines, epinephrine and norepinephrine. Cortex, the outer one, secretes cortisol and aldosterone. So let me just give you a little bit of detail of it. So corticosteroids is released by cortex, basically the outer portion. Now, corticosteroids, you have mineralocorticoids, aldosterone and corticosterone, and glucocorticoids, you have cortisol and cortisone, and you have androgens. Now, androgens will have estrogen and testosterone, but not progesterone. Why? Because progesterone is only released by two things. One is ovaries, and the other is placenta. Yes, placenta also releases hormones. So, estrogen and testosterone only classify as androgens. So this is the table. I hope that's clear. Now, when you talk about adrenal medulla, I told you norepinephrine and epinephrine, and adrenal cortex, cortisol, aldosterone. So aldosterone is mineralocorticoid, cortisol is classified as glucocorticoid, and also it secretes androgens. And in androgens, we have testosterone and estrogen. Remember that. And pancreas secretes insulin, beta cells, glucagon from the alpha cells. Parathyroid hormone, we've already done that. Testes secretes testosterone. Ovaries secrete estrogen and progesterone. So progesterone is here. And placenta also secretes progesterone. Placenta also secretes estrogen. So estrogen is secreted by three things. One is placenta, the other is the ovaries, and then you have your adrenal cortex, right? And when you talk about progesterone, it's secreted just by placenta and ovaries. And if you talk about testosterone, it's secreted by testes and adrenal cortex only. Now, and then all the other hormones secreted by placenta are, first of all, estrogen, progesterone. Then you have human chorionic gonadotropin hormone. Very important because this is a test for pregnancy. And then human somatomemotropin. Somatomemotropin. Yeah. And moving forward, you have kidneys. Kidneys secrete renin, 125 dihydroxycholecalciferol, it's erythropoietin. Heart secretes atrial natriuretic peptide, Stomach secretes gastrin. Small intestine secretes creatine and cholecystokinin. Adipocytes secrete leptin that inhibits appetite.